Naruto, Reborn Prodigy, Master of all Ninjutsu. Episode 1. Boy, do you know who I am? A voice like hell echoed in the large space. Of course I know, you are a nine-tailed demon fox. In the dark, damp space of consciousness, a fox and a teenager face off. The fox's whole body is hidden in the darkness, revealing a pair of lantern-like eyes, and it is impossible to see its full picture. At this time, the fox was held in a huge cage with a seal note with black tattoos on the cage, and it was the nine-tailed demon fox. The boy standing in front of it was its host, Naruto Uzumaki. To be precise, this Naruto is no longer the original Naruto. His soul thoughts come from another world called Blue Star. In Blue Star, his name is Yi Swan. Now, Naruto's body, mind, and even soul were occupied by Yisu. It can be said that the original Naruto is dead, and he will live as a brand new Naruto. No, now, he is a brand new Naruto. Hee, count you kid acquaintance, you come closer. The nine-tailed demon fox called, his voice carrying a hint of demagoguery. Yi Hang was not afraid at all. Well, it should be said that Naruto was not afraid anymore. He took 2 steps forward, and there were layers of water under his feet, and everything around him was too damp. Although he was in the space of consciousness, he still felt an extremely oppressive breath. He knew that it all came from this nine-tailed demon fox. Even so, Naruto was not afraid in the slightest. As he approached the large iron railing of Nano, with a loud bang, the nine-tailed demon fox stretched out its claws, and he wanted to attack Naruto. It only stopped when its claws were less than 10 centimeters away from Naruto, and the iron railing on the cage stopped its behavior. Naruto stood unfrightened by the sudden attack of the nine-tailed demon fox. He smiled indifferently. You want to eat me? You're not afraid of me? Why should I be afraid of you? I'm a nine-tailed demon fox. You're not even afraid of me? It doesn't matter if you are the 9 tails or the 10 tails, now you are lodged in my body. To put it bluntly, we are one, you can't kill me, so why should I be afraid of you? The 9 tails were stunned for a moment. Unexpectedly, this little broken child would not be afraid of himself. It withdrew its claws, and its body was once again hidden in the darkness, only revealing a pair of scarlet eyes. Boy, are you here to find me? Naruto smiled, smiling harmlessly, but there were hidden emotions in his eyes that a 12-year-old child should not have. Let's make a deal. Huh, deal? Are you making a deal with me? The Nine-Tails asked with a full taste of mockery. That's right, I'm going to make a deal with you. Sonorous, the Nine-Tails directly extended its claws. This time the claws were only 5 centimeters away from Naruto. Naruto didn't dodge in the slightest. He had a light smile on his face, and his eyebrows looked at the nine-tailed demon fox indifferently. Speaking of which, your origin is not simple. The 6 immortals separated you from the 10 tails and gave you the name 9 llamas. Although it was just a simple sentence, it shocked the nine-tailed demon fox. He didn't know how long it had been since he heard the name of the 6 Tao immortals. It's a pity that you, as the 9 tails, were killed by the Wave Feng Shui men, that is, Naruto. Well, it should be said that my father sealed it in my body. This seal has been sealed for 12 years, and for 12 years, you have been alone in the cage of this seal, unable to go anywhere, unable to do anything, and the environment is dark and damp. You can only live with the darkness all day long, without the slightest freedom. Don't you want to change all this? Think. Of course I want to. It's a 9-tailed demon fox. It's the 9 llamas. Who would like being sealed in such a ghost place? But it can't get out. The 9 llama, who was originally full of anger, suddenly became quiet, and his eyes with murderous intent seemed to calm down a little. So this is my deal with you. You provide chakra, and when my ability grows to a certain extent, I will release you and return you to freedom. This deal was too tempting for the 9 llamas, and his originally somewhat dim eyes suddenly brightened. But it doesn't believe it. Boy, why should I trust you? Just because I am your host, you have no other way but to choose to trust me. These words made the 9-tailed demon fox unable to refute it. It resides in Naruto's body, and his fate is tied to Naruto. Even if he didn't make this deal, if Naruto encountered any danger, he would have to stand up. Naruto shrugged his shoulders and smiled on his lips. How? Do you want to make this deal with me? There was silence for a moment. The 9 tails slowly approached the iron railing. The eyes became a little bigger, and the body that had been hidden in the darkness showed its silhouette, and the ears of the 9-tailed demon fox could be seen, and the hair that emitted red light could be seen. Episode 2. Looking at the 9 tails, Naruto waited quietly, waiting for the 9-tailed demon fox to give him an answer. After a long time, the 9-tailed demon fox slowly spoke. Boy, I accept your proposal. As a deal, I will provide you with chakra, but you better talk, otherwise, when the seal is lifted, the first to die must be you. Naruto had a smile on his face with a hint of pride on his face. I make a deal with you, you should feel content. If it is a member of the Uchiha clan, you must not be their pet obediently? Or do you think it's fun to be a pet for someone else? These words made the 9-tailed demon fox speechless. It's a 9-tailed demon fox. Be someone else's pet? Are you kidding? But what's going on with this little broken child? So sharp-mouthed? Do you even know about the Uchiha family? So, you have to thank me for providing you with this place. And once the seal is lifted, I promise to return you to freedom, and you can go and be a pet for whomever you want. Boy, aren't you afraid of provoking me? Afraid? Why be afraid? You can't kill me now anyway. Naruto's smug look was really a little beaten. If it weren't for the seal, the Nine-Tails would really want to kill this brat who didn't know the height of the sky. Looking at the look of the nine-tailed demon fox wanting to hit himself but unable to fight, Naruto felt that this feeling of teasing the Nine-Tails was a little dark. At this time, he yawned lazily, since we have all said so, then give me your chakra now. Although it was very unpleasant to look at Naruto. However, the nine-tailed demon fox was obedient. The originally gloomy environment gradually flowed red chakra. Those chakras wrapped Naruto as if they were alive. Boy, you remember what you said today. Otherwise, I won't make you feel better. Naruto only felt as if his body was about to be occupied by that red chakra, and all the meridians filled up in an instant. It was so uncomfortable that it felt like it was about to explode. He snorted softly, followed by, he broke away from the dark and damp space of consciousness and replaced it with a green forest surrounded by trees. It was late at night, there were no birds, only a few bats flying by occasionally. Naruto lay on the ground and slowly opened his eyes. A gust of wind blew through, and his blonde hair was blown a little messy. He stretched out his palm and felt the chakra in his body. Originally, Naruto had 9 tails in his body, but for a long time, he had been suppressed and disturbed by the 9 tails, and he could not use the chakra in his body freely. But now it's different. The chakra in the body is like after a downpour, very abundant, of course, compared with the real 9-tailed chakra. This chakra can only be counted as a drop in the bucket. With a past life soul, Naruto is very clear about his situation. He is the Nine-Tails pillar force. His father is the Fourth Hokage and is the hero of Konoha village. The mother is a whirlpool. Moreover, he is the reincarnation of Asura and contains the power of bloodline in his body. In short, he now wants to use everything in his body to make himself stronger, and he will definitely not be a crane tail like before. In the past, Naruto had a rather miserable life. He should have been the son of a hero, but he was hostile and ostracized by the adults in the village. Counting down, since he was a child, Naruto really endured too much. You know, in Blue Star, even an adult can't withstand such an encounter, but Naruto endures it alone. And at school, it was reduced to the tail of the crane, definitely not because Naruto was stupid. The surrounding environment is too bad. There is no way to meditate and cultivate, let alone have no resources to cultivate, and I don't know anything about myself, and how to compare with others. Speaking of which, all of this is inseparable from the high level of Konoha. The high level of Konoha knew everything about him, but deliberately concealed his background, causing those in Konoha village to only know that he was a monster possessed by the 9 tails, but did not know that he was the son of the 4th generation. No matter how you look at it, those guys have bad intentions. Naruto's father and mother died for Konoha village. As a result, in the village, the son they had pinned their hopes on fell into an inhuman situation. At the thought of this, Naruto's eyes moved slightly. He would not let himself live so depressed anymore. Wait for it. He'll get justice to the guys in Konoha. In the past, fate was all in the hands of others. Now the fate will be in your own hands. Naruto stood up and enjoyed the general perception of chakra in his body. When releasing chakra, Naruto suddenly found that his 5 senses had actually been enhanced, and he became more acute, seemingly perceiving his surroundings. He caught some movement not far away. Naruto felt a little strange, so he walked in the direction where the movement came from. However, Naruto seemed cautious, hiding in a bush and looking up. After all, in the woods late at night, who knows if there will be any hidden danger? Just this look. Naruto did not see the danger, but saw the figure of a young girl. Episode 3. The girl wore a gray-white blouse, a family emblem on her right shoulder, an aqua-blue cropped pants under her body, and a pair of blue shoes under her feet. The other party is not old, and his body has not yet grown. However, looking at the past, it is really very cute. She has a round face, very delicate facial features, and short lilac hair. After seeing the figure, Naruto couldn't help but be surprised. This girl was none other than Hinata. Isn't this my wife? Naruto said with a big smile. In the future, Hinata is Naruto Masakizui's wife, and there is nothing wrong with this wife. At this time, Hinata rolled her eyes and was practicing the Hyuga family's soft fist against the stake. The stake was full of signs of damage, and it seemed that Hinata had been practicing for a long time. Beads of sweat were constantly appearing on her face, and her breath was a little unstable. Looking at this scene, Naruto knew very well why Hinata was still practicing so late. Hinata is the heir of the Hyuga family, but she is not a genius, and she can't even beat her sister, who is 5 years younger than her. Therefore, Hinata has always been unpopular with her father, and even suppressed by her father everywhere. This also makes Hinata's personality become weaker and weaker, and he is less and less like the heir of the Hyuga family. She is working so hard now to gain recognition. At this time, Naruto walked directly through the bushes, stood behind him, and called Hinata's name. Hearing the familiar voice, Hinata's movements instantly stiffened. She turned back abruptly. Looking again, it was Naruto standing there. Yes. How did you meet Naruto-kun here? Hinata, who had been working hard to practice jutsu, suddenly became cramped. Her face was instantly red, and she seemed to have a harder time breathing. which was originally unable to breathe smoothly, because she met someone she liked. She has been silent, and she has trained so hard that she is influenced by Naruto. In the village, Naruto was wronged, and Hinata saw her shadow in Naruto. However, even though Naruto was aggrieved, he always maintained a healthy spirit, which encouraged Hinata. Naruto is sunny, confident, does not admit defeat, and never says defeat easily. Even if the whole world does not agree with him, he will go all out to be himself, even against all the pressure, with the goal of becoming the strongest. Naruto's personality influenced Hinata, and she felt that she should also learn from Naruto. Gradually, her gaze became inseparable from Naruto, and she even liked Naruto. Naruto became Hinata's courage to become stronger. Now seeing Naruto, Hinata was really nervous. Naruto walked this way and said directly, "Still practicing so late?" Hinata looked down and didn't dare to look at Naruto, and said very quietly, "That." Facing Naruto, Hinata said a word. Naruto didn't see anything at all, and took 2 more steps forward. At this time, the distance between the two was less than half a meter. This made Hinata even more nervous. I muttered in my heart, Naruto in front of herself, what should she do? What was she going to say to Naruto? What expression should I use? Could it be that Naruto was unhappy because he said the wrong thing? While she was cranky, Naruto reached out directly and hooked her chin to make her look at himself. It's just that when he touched it like this, Hinata's whole body suddenly stiffened, her face became extremely red, and she was completely speechless. Are you so afraid of me? Do I look like a badass? No, I didn't mean that. She likes him, that's why you're nervous. Definitely not because of fear. Of course, Naruto knew that Hinata was only nervous, and the reason why he said that was just to tease Hinata. It's fun to tease your future wife. Naruto reached out to help Hinata wipe the sweat from his face. It's late now. It's not safe to practice here alone, let's go back. Saying that, he released the hand holding Hinata's chin. At this moment, Hinata felt that her breathing was much easier, but the tension in her heart did not abate. But in addition to the nervousness, there was a burst of joy in my heart, because Naruto wiped her sweat with his own hands just now. That's right, Naruto-kun, whom she liked, helped her wipe her sweat, something she would never have dared to think about. That. I want to practice a little longer. Because of Naruto-kun, I want to be stronger. Hinata looked at Naruto and said softly, Naruto-kun appeared here, it must be for practice, right? Today's exam. This morning, it's the ninja school graduation exam. However, Naruto failed, and everyone successfully graduated, but Naruto did not. This frustrated Hinata, because she wanted to graduate with Naruto. It's just an exam. Naruto knew Hinata was worried, but he really didn't care much. But Hinata felt that Naruto was stubborn, because behind the smile, there were scars all over his body. The feeling of being ridiculed by everyone, Hinata knew very well, she could empathize. So she thinks that Naruto must be very sad now. Episode 4. Naruto-kun, don't be sad, I know you're not like that. That's not your real strength. And if you practice diligently, you will definitely succeed. So Naruto-kun, you must not give up. You can definitely become the best ninja in Konoha. In my heart, you are the most powerful. Naruto was a little stunned. Listening to Hinata say these words to herself so closely, it was a wonderful feeling. The kind of blood of youth, the taste of youth. Naruto smiled with a hint of a bad smile on his face. In your heart, I am the most powerful? Meaning you adore me? What more than worship? That's really like. But where did Hinata dare to say? She blushed, instantly lowered her head, and her voice became a little smaller. That. I mean. Naruto-kun. That. A pair of small hands don't know how to put them. I know you like me. Hearing Naruto's words, Hinata only felt dizzy for a while. What was Naruto-kun talking about just now? Say he knows he likes him? When did you know? Why do you know? What to do? What should I say? What expression should I use? What to do? What to do? Hinata's heart was completely confused, and he completely lost his measure. At this time, Naruto took Hinata's hand and said with a serious face, I like you too. I've been following you since a long time ago. You're cute. Naruto-kun, call me cute? At this moment, Hinata felt so happy that she almost fainted. Looking at Hinata's appearance, Naruto gripped her hand a little tighter. So, since we are both happy, then you are my wife now. Old wife. So for our wedding night, do you have to kiss me? Naruto smiled wickedly, looking at Hinata who blushed, and the more he looked at it, the more he liked it. Hinata, on the other hand, only felt that his head was blank and he completely became a wooden man. But she was a little fluttery, because Naruto said he liked her, also said that she is his wife. All this made her feel that happiness came too quickly, and it turned out that the people she liked also liked her. Looking at Hinata's appearance, Naruto couldn't help but laugh and let go of her hand. I'm kidding you. This sentence. Hinata, who was originally very happy, was instantly deflated. It turned out that Naruto-kun's words were joking with himself. I mean, it's a joke to let you kiss me, but it's true to like you, and it's also true to let you be my wife. Anyway, you will be my wife in the future. It's just a matter of sooner or later. Hinata's excitement was ignited again. She looked at Naruto with an incredulous look in her eyes. At this time, Naruto returned to his normal expression with a serious expression. Are you sure you're going to keep practicing now and not going home? Hinata froze for a moment, and she nodded. I want to be stronger. Naruto smiled. I'll accompany you. Huh? Hinata was a little stunned. Isn't it better to practice against people than to practice with a stake? In future battles, they will all train against people. Hinata blinked. With that, Naruto had already made a pose. Come on, I'm your training object. Don't show mercy to my subordinates, just because I'm your husband. Hinata blushed at Naruto's words. I didn't find Naruto such a boy before, but now he seems to have become more sunny, and he still exudes the charm of a mature big boy. Naruto was very straightforward, although Hinata felt shy, but at the same time, it made her feel that she and Naruto were much closer. After talking about it, even if it was still nervous, it was relieved a little. She twisted and pinched, then squatted down on her legs and prepared her attack. Please Naruto-kun for advice. Hinata's shy expression lightened a little, and he became serious, because she didn't want to make a joke in front of Naruto. I saw Hinata rushing up and slapped directly at Naruto. However, this blow was easily dodged by Naruto. At the same time, Naruto directly grabbed Hinata's wrist and reminded, Hinata, you are very easy to be attacked by enemies like this. Saying that, he directly hugged Hinata into his arms. But fortunately, it was your husband who attacked you. Being hugged by Naruto like this, Hinata, who had originally planned to be serious, tensed up again. Feeling Hinata's stiff body, Naruto couldn't help but let her go. Hinata, you can't show mercy to my subordinates just because I'm your own husband, otherwise, I'll bully you. Hinata blushed and stood in place nervously. I'm afraid I will hurt you. After all, Naruto is a crane tail who can't even complete the transformation technique. Although she is the tail of the crane in the Hyuga family, she is still much stronger than Naruto. Naruto smiled. Don't worry, you can't hurt me. I'm your husband. Standing here now, it's not a crane-tailed Naruto, but a brand new Naruto, a Naruto with a Nine-Tailed Chakra. So you have to be serious, otherwise you will waste my time and I will be unhappy. Episode 5. As soon as she heard Naruto say that she was not happy, Hinata chuckled in her heart. She didn't want to make Naruto unhappy, so she regained her strength and posed again. This time, I'm going to be serious. Good. Hinata looked serious, finger movements, waved his fists, and rushed forward. It can be seen that this time Hinata is really serious. It's a lot faster than it was just now. However, Naruto had already gained some of his power from the Nine Tails, and now his strength was completely different from before. Naruto did not dodge, raised his hand and took Hinata's move. Hinata was a little surprised. She didn't expect Naruto to take her move. It didn't look like Naruto, who couldn't even practice transformation at all. Naruto didn't stop moving, taking the initiative to attack. Hinata sensed the crisis and understood that he had to take it more seriously. While practicing with Hinata, Naruto smiled and said, "Aren't you curious that I suddenly became so strong?" Hinata couldn't help but froze for a moment, and his movements became sluggish. A smile appeared at the corner of Naruto's mouth, and he knew that the opportunity had come, and raised his hand and directly put his arm around Hinata's waist. The other hand grabbed her wrist, her head came a little closer, and the two almost got together. Hinata's eyes widened with nervousness, not expecting Naruto to suddenly come with such a hand. Naruto smiled. If you're curious, you can open your eyes and take a good look. Hinata is a member of the Hyuga family after all. How powerful the white eyes were, Naruto knew. It can see every meridian of the human body, as well as the direction of chakra, and its insight is more powerful than the chakra eye. Hinata, as a descendant of the Hyuga family, has very pure white eyes, and after using white eyes, her strength will be further improved. Listening to Naruto's words, Hinata was a little dumbfounded. Open your eyes? Now? Naruto let go of Hinata. With your white eyes, take a good look at me, find my weaknesses, treat me as your enemy, and be determined to kill me. You have to remember that you are now a ninja. Naruto knew Hinata's heart not. In fact, Hinata herself has enough strength, but there are too many geniuses around her to make her a little overshadowed. For a long time, no one around her encouraged her, which made her doubt her ability and made her more and more cowardly. But because of Naruto, Hinata had some more courage. But this is not enough, more encouragement is needed. In this way, Hinata will become stronger. After all, Hinata is his wife. Naruto remembered clearly, after the Naka Shinobi exam, Hinata fought against Hinata Ninji, and Hinata was abused to the fullest. And now that Naruto knew, he wouldn't allow this to happen in the future. His own wife can only bully herself. Others don't. So he had to make Hinata strong. Listening to Naruto's last words, Hinata's heart was moved, but she still couldn't make up her mind. I can't treat Naruto-kun as an enemy. Hinata blushed. Naruto couldn't help but hold his forehead. He almost forgot that Hinata liked himself so much that he definitely couldn't think of himself as an enemy. Hinata's feelings are pure and clean. She was like a cinnabar mole in her heart. How could Hinata treat him as an enemy? He thought about it, then smiled and said, "Then for me to become stronger, don't treat me as an enemy. Take me as your driving force to move forward. I don't become a real ninja now. so you have to work hard, you become stronger, I can become stronger. This moment, Hinata's fighting spirit is rising. To become stronger for Naruto-kun, he must become stronger with Naruto-kun, and when Naruto-kun becomes stronger, he will become a real ninja, so that the two can be together. Sure enough, Naruto's words worked. Come on, take a good look at me and see where my weaknesses are. Yes, Naruto-kun. Hinata nodded. I saw her finger movements, quickly sealed, her eyes moved, her face was bruised, and she opened her eyes. With the white eye in view, everything is different. Hinata could see that every inch of Naruto's body became transparent, and he could see clearly where there was chakra flow and where Naruto's weakness was. Hinata condensed chakra in his palm, and unleashed his soft fist to attack again in the direction of Naruto. Looking at Hinata's white eyes, Naruto was a little moved. Looking at the white eyes so closely, that feeling is really wonderful. Moreover, now he is being seen through by white eyes. However, Hinata is still too weak. After all, he has just become a shinobi, and he has not officially received the training of shinobi, which is too immature. Naruto moved, avoiding Hinata's attack, and swung his fist towards Hinata's abdomen. But this time, Hinata's blessed by white eyes, her sense of battle suddenly increased, and she turned around and collided directly with Naruto's fist. Meanwhile, Hinata saw clearly the abnormal chakra in Naruto's body, which turned out to be red. Is that why Naruto became different? What is this chakra? Why red? Episode 6. Hinata had questions, but did not daze, and soft fists burst out, constantly attacking Naruto. However, they were all avoided by Naruto. Naruto knew about the Hyuga family's soft fist and specifically attacked the veins of the human body, and now Hinata's strength was weak, and her soft fist could not hit Naruto. After a few rounds, Hinata did not attack Naruto, and she also consumed a lot of physical strength. Standing there, her breathing became unsmooth, and she kicked her breath heavily. Naruto looked relaxed, he was unharmed, and even his physical strength was not exerted much. It can only be said that the Nine-Tails Chakra is really perverted enough. Just a little, it was easy to deal with Hinata. Of course, compared with Naruto, who is a human in 2 lifetimes, Hinata is completely a rookie in terms of consciousness, and naturally cannot compare to Naruto. However, this time he trained against Hinata. Not only did Hinata get a training, Naruto had a deeper understanding of himself. Previously, his own chakra was restrained by the Nine-Tails seal, which made it difficult for him to exert effective strength many times. In the future, to become stronger, you must refine the Nine-Tailed Chakra and fuse with yourself. Naruto-kun, I don't have the strength anymore, let's stop here for today. Hinata gasped, feeling a little apprehensive in his heart. She didn't know if she was doing well today. Will Naruto-kun identify with himself? While she was guessing, Naruto stepped forward. Great, this is how you will face the enemy in the future, and you must not give the enemy an opportunity. Hinata was very happy to be encouraged, but still a little low. Am I too bad? After all, she didn't attack Naruto. Naruto smiled, raised his hand, and rubbed her hair. How come? My Hinata is the best. After all, you are my wife. How bad will it be? Just after being fine, Hinata's face turned red again. Although she didn't resist Naruto calling her wife at all, such a straightforward title really made her feel so shy. Looking at her shy look, Naruto found it interesting. Thank you, Naruto-kun. You're welcome, this is what you should do as a husband. Hinata was so ashamed that she didn't know what to say, but Naruto didn't mean to let Hinata go, and his head came directly to Hinata. If you have to thank me, you should kiss me. After all, there is no sincerity at all. For a moment, Hinata's mood was as warm as a steam engine, and his head seemed to be smoking. Kiss? Naruto-kun, over here? Looking at Hinata's coquettish appearance, Naruto laughed. She reached out and rubbed Hinata's hair. It's fun for you, but I can remember this kiss, and you must return it to me in the future. Hinata blushed and finally nodded stiffly. It's so much fun to tease Hinata. The main thing is that Hinata is so cute. It's really fun to come out into this world. Needless to say, Hinata's wife has already been taken by him. After Hinata rested, Naruto planned to send Hinata home. This kind of treatment has never been given. Hinata only felt flattered, or rather, Naruto's appearance today already surprised her. As a result, her mind was muddy, and she only knew that if she did what Naruto said, her thoughts would have long since disappeared. Naruto said he was going to send her home, but Hinata couldn't resist at all. The two walked together on the road, and the atmosphere became moderate. After this while, Hinata calmed down a bit. She glanced at Naruto cautiously, her little face was still a little red, but her heart was very happy. It was at this moment that Hinata suddenly thought of something. She quickly looked back at Naruto, and then said seriously, Naruto-kun, today I see that the chakra in your body is very different, and it is very abundant. It stands to reason that your transformation technique should not fail. I think it's the wrong way you're using chakra. If you improve the way you use chakra, I'm sure you'll become very powerful. These words were not because she liked Naruto to say this, but the fact that Hinata discovered that Naruto was unusual when she was fighting Naruto. According to the amount of chakra in Naruto's body, it was absolutely impossible to complete the transformation technique. so she guessed that it must be because chakra was used incorrectly. Naruto looked at Hinata, the corners of his mouth curved. This time, Hinata is still thinking about his affairs and is worthy of being his good wife. Anyway, it was still far away from Hinata's house, and Naruto couldn't help but tease Hinata again. Although I know that I am handsome and dashing, why do you, as the future heir of the Hyuga family, like me as a crane tail? Of course, Naruto knew why, but he wanted to hear Hinata say it himself. Hinata's face turned red again, and she fell into incomparable shyness. How can she answer such a question? It's so shy. Because. That one. Naruto-kun. Obviously, now Hinata's little heart can't withstand the problem Naruto gives. I have teased her many times today. Continue to tease, this little girl is afraid that she will faint. Episode 7. Naruto did not continue to tease Hinata. Anyway, Hinata belongs to him, and when he comes to Japan, he will have time to cultivate a relationship with Hinata in the future. He smiled and said, this answer, you will tell me later. Don't tease you. Hinata's breathing suddenly became much more stable. Facing Naruto, she always seemed passive and nervous, even so nervous that she forgot to teach Naruto how to use chakra. Naruto said as he walked, as for my question, you don't have to worry that the exam is just an accident. You trust me. I will become a real ninja. I will definitely not be left behind. It was dark at midnight, but Naruto's smile shone into Hinata's heart like sunlight. She pursed her lips lightly and smiled. I believe. I'm sure Naruto-kun will be able to. The two chatted all the way. After being in contact with Naruto for a long time, her nervousness decreased a lot, and she became more and more accustomed to the feeling of Naruto's side. However, it still takes a little time before the two really walk together. After Naruto sent Hinata to Hinata's mansion, he turned around and went home. Walk through an alley. Naruto was about to go back to the house when someone suddenly tapped him on the shoulder. Looking back, I saw a white-headed young man wearing a ninja suit. Naruto recognized the person at a glance. It was Mizuki, the ninja teacher who presided over the ninja school graduation exam with Iruka. Seeing the other party, Naruto's eyebrows moved slightly. He knew this Mizuki very well. Just finished the graduation exam, and now Mizuki came to the door. The purpose is not simple. According to the original plot, Naruto was very upset that he did not pass the graduation exam when Mizuki approached him and instructed him to steal the Book of Seals. Later, the two had a fight. Obviously, this time Mizuki came over. He definitely wanted to instigate him. Mizuki looked at Naruto with a smile on his face. After the ninja school graduation exam, Naruto was the only one among the many students who did not pass the graduation exam. At that time, he planned to come to find Naruto, but he never found Naruto's figure, so he waited near Naruto's house, and finally let him wait. It's hard to find you. Mizuki's tone was very gentle, like Naruto's old friend. However, Naruto knew that the other party actually had bad intentions, but he didn't say anything, just said with a smile, is Mizuki-sensei looking for me for something? In a flash, Mizuki couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. Feeling Naruto's smile, he suddenly gave birth to an illusion, and the Naruto in front of him seemed to be a little different. But maybe it's just because it's in the dark, so it looks a little weird. So he smiled and said, I'm a little worried about you. After all, you haven't graduated. It seems sad. Naruto smiled. It's okay, if you can't finish now, you can always pass the exam in the future. Naruto, you are really optimistic. After all, life still has to be lived. Seeing Naruto's smile on his face, Mizuki sighed and tapped Naruto on the shoulder. Naruto, I know you're feeling bad right now. In fact, you don't have to be stubborn. No one will laugh at you, and you're already very powerful. Mizuki's plan is about to begin. Naruto froze for a moment, then said, Mizuki-sensei doesn't need to comfort me. I know how many pounds I have. Naruto seemed very indifferent on the surface, but in his heart he was complaining, only hoping that the other party would quickly enter the topic. Acting was very tiring. Sure enough, Mizuki became milder. Actually, you're not that bad, you just haven't found a chance to become stronger yet. So what are my chances of becoming stronger? Looking at Naruto's naive appearance, Mizuki felt a burst of pride in his heart. The little devil is a good deception. Just a few words of comfort, and he will take the bait. Mizuki grabbed Naruto's shoulder and took a few steps forward and whispered, if I tell you, you must keep it secret and never be known by others. Of course. I would never tell anyone else. Mizuki took Naruto to a remote corner and looked around. After he was sure that there was no one, he bent down and looked at Naruto, who was only 12 years old. There is a storage room in the Hokage building with a Book of Seals. As long as you get the Book of Seals, you can become stronger. Naruto looked at Mizuki with an innocent look. Book of Seals? What's written in it? There are records of all kinds of powerful ninjutsu. As long as you learn one of the ninjutsu inside, you will be hundreds of times stronger than you are now. Really? Of course it's true. The teacher won't lie to you, and you must get it as soon as possible. Don't delay time. After getting it, go behind that wooden house in the woods. I can teach you how to learn ninjutsu inside. Good. Teacher, I will definitely get the Book of Seals. Well, I'm waiting for you at the cabin, be careful not to be discovered by others. At this point, Mizuki straightened up and patted Naruto on the shoulder as if to encourage him. P.S. Spoiler, I know that everyone is tired of watching the plot in Konoha Village. Here is to arrange for Naruto to get the Book of Seals, and then leave Konoha for a while. When the time comes, it will collide with Tayuya. The original Tayuya feels quite a pity when he dies. This book will write some plot for Tayuya. Episode 8. Watch Mizuki leave. Naruto's shoulders instantly pulled down, and the smile on his face completely disappeared. The actor is not so good, my face is going to be smiling. If it weren't for his interest in the Book of Seals, he wouldn't bother to act this scene with Mizuki. Naruto knew about the Book of Seals. It records a forbidden technique, multiple shadow doppelganger. Of course, the multiple shadow doppelganger is just one of them. There are also a series of forbidden techniques such as 8 Doors Dun Jia, Psychic Filthy Earth Rebirth, Psychic Mutual Multiplication Initiation Talisman, Sealing Technique, Ghoul Sealing, and so on. From the beginning, he was interested in the Book of Seals. It's just that he can't take it rashly. Otherwise the old guy of the third generation still doesn't know how to fix himself. Just in time for Mizuki to make it bad, then it will be calculated. Anyway, the final fault will be blamed on Mizuki's body. And in the original book, Naruto took the Book of Seals, and in the end there was no need to worry. Take advantage of the dark moon and high wind. Naruto walked towards the Hokage building. As the night grew dark, Konoha village was extremely quiet. No figures could be seen on the streets, and the sound of crows occasionally came from deep in the forest. Soon, Naruto arrived near the Hokage building. From the outside, the Hokage building is about 20 meters high, half white wall, half aqua red wall, and there is a large fire character at the top. This is the administrative office of Konoha village, where the 3 generations of Hokage have been stationed for a long time, and you can see ninja guards stationed at the door. Naruto certainly wouldn't choose to break in. He avoided the gatekeeper ninja and sneaked inside the building. Following the information provided by Mizuki, Naruto walked through the offices and went directly towards the storage room. And at this time, the 3 generations of Hokage were in his office. The 3 generations of Hokage held his cigarette stick in his hand, holding it to the corner of his mouth, and put one hand on his back. What does this little guy want to do again? Big night without sleeping running the Hokage building is coming? There was a soft plum-colored cushion on the office desk, and on the cushion was a ball-like object, and the spherical glass object was like a monitor, and Naruto's every move was clearly seen. As soon as Naruto sneaked into the Hokage building, the 3 generations of Hokage noticed Naruto's movements, and looking at Naruto's appearance, it seemed that he was going to do something bad. Naruto-sama. I'll get Naruto right now. A subordinate ninja standing beside the 3rd generation of Hokage said with a very serious expression. The 3 generations of Hokage were silent for a moment, only to see him clasp his hands together and slowly said, "No need, it's just a child. I guess I want to do some kind of prank." Naruto-sama, you are too indulgent to Naruto. This is the Hokage building, not a place for him to mess around. The 3rd Hokage took the cigarette stick out of his mouth, placed it on the table and knocked it. Of course, he knew that this was not a place for Naruto to mess around. And he knew that Naruto did not know how many times he had caused destruction. If it weren't for the fact that he was the son of the 4th Hokage, he wouldn't have tolerated him so much. But this time, what was Naruto going to do? The 3rd generation of Hokage sighed. What a child who was not worrying. While they were talking, Naruto had already arrived at the storage room, which was an important place that could only be entered if he received orders from the Hokage. Because there are many confidential documents inside, as well as many books that have been banned for a long time, they must not be seen by outsiders. The storage room is important, but there are no guards in sight. Under normal circumstances, the 3 generations of Hokage can monitor the entire condition of the Hokage building, and it is impossible for ordinary people to go near the storage room, so there is no need to set up additional guards. And this time, because it was Naruto, the 3 generations of Hokage did not have any vigilance against him, and Naruto could get close to the storage room so easily. Naruto looked up at a sign hanging next to the wooden door with the words Archives written on it. This is it. It looks ordinary enough, and it doesn't look like a place where the Book of Seals will be hidden, no matter how much. Naruto reached out and pushed the door, and the door opened instantly. That's too sloppy, isn't it? Don't even lock a door? Isn't this waiting for me to steal? His face was covered with black lines, but fortunately, it saves a lot of trouble. Naruto walked straight into the storage room, which looked like a very ordinary library with various scrolls and books inside. However, the scale is not small, there are bookshelves on both sides, and it is almost impossible to see the head at a glance. He didn't look at anything else, he searched directly for the Book of Seals, which was obvious, and Naruto saw it at a glance. However, the Book of Seals was much bigger than he had imagined. 12-year-old Naruto was nearly 1 meter and 5 meters, and the scroll length of this Book of Seals was almost as long as his thighs, about 20 centimeters in diameter. It's heavy in your hand, but it's good that there is a strap on it, otherwise it's not easy to run with such a big scroll. Episode 9. Naruto carried the scroll with the 4 words of the Book of Seals on his back, and swaggered out of the storage room. Just like in the original, Naruto obtained the Book of Seals with great ease. But at this time, the cauldron exploded in the Hokage's office, and the subordinate standing next to the 3 generations of Hokage shouted, "This Naruto was so bold that he stole the Book of Seals." The Book of Seals is a dangerous thing sealed by a generation of Hokage-sama, and Naruto must be captured, which is beyond the scope of prank, Naruto-sama. The subordinate ninja seemed very anxious, but the 3rd generation of Hokage was indifferent. "Take a look first, don't worry, Naruto-sama. Can you not be in a hurry at such a time? Listen to me, take a look first." Although the tone of the 3 generations of Hokage is fluttering, he is the 3rd generation of Hokage, and the subordinate ninja on the side cannot but listen to him. In desperation, he had to stand aside and be anxious. And the 3 generations of Hokage put the pipe in the corner of his mouth. What an important thing the Book of Seals was, the 3 generations of Hokage certainly knew. It's just that this important scroll, a little fart like Naruto, should not know where it is, but Naruto took the Book of Seals. Obviously, there is a problem with it. The 3 generations of Hokage guessed in their hearts that someone must have instructed Naruto to do this behind his back. Moreover, the Book of Seals is not something that anyone can open, at least Chakra, who has reached the level of upper ninja. Naruto didn't even pass the ninja graduation exam, and he should not be able to open the Book of Seals, unless the 9 tails in his body began to recover. After all, 12 years had passed, and as time passed, perhaps the seal on Naruto had weakened. If Naruto possessed the 9-tailed chakra, it would not be difficult to open the Book of Seals. So he wondered if Naruto's seal had been affected at all. If the seal on Naruto's body loosened and really caused the 9 tails to revive, I am afraid that the consequences would be difficult to control. In that case, he would have to take some measures. Whether it was someone behind it or the possibility of the 9 tails being revived, capturing Naruto now would not solve the problem. Let's understand Naruto's situation first. Of course, the 3 generations would never have thought that Naruto was no longer Naruto. At this time, Naruto left the Hokage building with the Book of Seals and went to the location of the wooden house agreed with Mizuki. Naruto knew Mizuki's purpose very well. Mizuki wants to take the Book of Seals from his hand and blame him, but he will not let Mizuki carry out this wishful calculation. Naruto had thought about monopolizing the Book of Seals, but Naruto knew very well that the 3 generations probably already knew about him taking the Book of Seals now, so monopoly was impossible. With a plan in mind, Naruto rushed to the vicinity of the suburban wooden house, but he did not show up directly, but climbed to a tree to hide. Leaning against the tree, he untied the rope of the Book of Seals and then opened the Book of Seals. Naruto chakra was originally strong, but because of the seal, his own chakra was used to suppress the recovery of the 9-tailed chakra, causing the chakra he could use to appear weak. But the amount itself is very large, far more than the upper Shinobi, plus he made a deal with the 9 tails, and now his chakra is even more majestic. Opening the Book of Seals is naturally very easy. The first ninjutsu is a multi-shadow avatar. Naruto scanned the past, and his mind was like a printer to write down the ninjutsu spell without any obstacles. He felt a little strange, but didn't dwell on it. Instead, he continued to look back. He wanted to see what ninjutsu was behind him. He couldn't stop looking at it, and to Naruto's surprise, he seemed to have a knack for never forgetting. As long as you scan it, the above content is all imprinted in your mind. It took about half an hour for Naruto to write down all the forbidden techniques in the Book of Seals. Finally closing the Book of Seals, he had a smug smile on his face. I didn't expect to have an extra ability to forget out of thin air. It's really not bad. Although Naruto didn't know why this happened, he had some guesses that it might have something to do with his own passage. In fact, now Naruto's soul is a fusion of 2 souls, which exceeds the soul energy of ordinary people, so it is natural to do it without forgetting. In any case, with the ability to never forget, it is really convenient to learn ninjutsu in the future. If you follow the original memory, in half an hour, it is already remarkable to be able to remember a ninjutsu. Now I have written down all the forbidden techniques, which is really profitable. At this time, Naruto put away the Book of Seals and carried it back on his body. Naruto, where are you? Stop messing around, get out quickly. Suddenly, a voice came. Looking over from the tree, I saw the figure of a young ninja appear on the side of the wooden house. Naruto recognized it at a glance, and the other party was Iruka. After Naruto left the Hokage building, Naruto's theft of the Book of Seals was made public, and Iruka knew the situation and ran out to find Naruto's whereabouts as soon as possible. Episode 10. Damn, where the hell did this guy Naruto run? Don't get into trouble. Iruka looked worried. He didn't know why Naruto had stolen the Book of Seals, which was a very important thing in Konoha village, and if something happened to him, he would definitely be punished by the 3 generations. Now that Naruto was still a child, Iruka didn't want to see Naruto being punished. He looked for a long time, but he still couldn't see Naruto's traces. Naruto was not found on this side of the wooden house. I saw Iruka flash and disappeared in place, continuing to look for Naruto. Looking at Iruka's departing figure, Naruto's heart was touched. He inherited everything from the original body, including memories and souls, and he understood that Iruka was good to him. In the original book, Naruto fell into Mizuki's conspiracy and was attacked by Mizuki Kumu, and Iruka fought to prevent Ku from being injured for Naruto. It can be said that Iruka is one of the few characters in the village who is genuinely good to Naruto, so how Naruto is not touched. Although he knew that Iruka was very anxious, Naruto could not show up, and he needed to solve Mizuki's affairs. Naruto waited patiently, waiting for Mizuki to appear. While waiting, Naruto kept sensing his surroundings, and he knew that someone had been following him secretly, hiding not far behind him. In fact, from the moment he walked out of the Hokage building, Naruto knew that someone was following him. Somehow, Naruto's perception ability is now very powerful. He can sense nearby movements by capturing the breath of the wind, and the current sensing range is about 20 meters. In fact, Naruto himself has the bloodline of the Uzumaki clan, and the Uzumaki clan belongs to the innate perceivers, and his body has activated part of the Uzumaki bloodline. As for why it activates the bloodline, it is unknown. Maybe it has something to do with soul crossing. Naruto didn't have any worries about someone following. He knew that the person must have been sent by the third generation of Hokage. It should be to avoid accidents. However, Naruto pretended not to find it. Anyway, in the eyes of most people, he is just a 12-year-old child. Children often make mistakes, not to mention a little ghost like him, who often makes trouble. They won't do anything to him, a child. Naruto guessed that the ninja who followed him should be to probe the person behind him. Naruto has some understanding of the 3 generations of Hokage, and the other party is not a stupid person. In this way, it also made sense to explain why he could easily get the Book of Seals. Counting the time, Iruka should be far away, and Mizuki may be coming to find himself. So, carrying the Book of Seals, he jumped off the treetops and headed for the wooden house. In the shadows, a ninja with a mask couldn't help but mutter, "This is going to the wooden house? Don't. Who are you going to join with?" This masked ninja is a dark ninja from Konoha village, who was ordered by Naruto to follow Naruto in order to investigate the situation. One is to see if someone is behind Naruto, the second is to ensure the safety of the sealed book. The third is to see if there is anything abnormal on Naruto's body. As he muttered, Naruto glanced back in the direction where the dark ninja was. It happened that the dark ninja noticed Naruto's gaze, and under the mask, his expression moved slightly, because he felt as if Naruto had discovered himself. It can't be. When pigs fly, soon Naruto turned around. The dark ninja shouted in his heart, it must have been an illusion just now. How could Naruto find him as a little ghost? He was an elite ninja in the dark division, and Naruto would never have discovered his existence. At this time, Naruto walked to the wooden house, and the moment his figure appeared, Mizuki came out of nowhere. In fact, Mizuki had been in the shadows for a while, waiting for Naruto to appear, and the delay in seeing Naruto's figure made him a little anxious. If Naruto had been found by other ninjas in advance, he would not have been able to get the Book of Seals. Before, it was a bit far away from Mizuki's position, so at first, Naruto didn't know that he was already waiting nearby. Now, seeing Naruto appear, Mizuki was extremely excited. "Naruto. You're finally here." Mizuki continues to hide himself, not revealing his true purpose. Naruto looked at Mizuki with a slightly serious expression on his face. Has Mizuki-sensei been waiting here for a long time? Facing Naruto's question, Mizuki was not in the mood to answer. His attention was all on the Book of Seals on Naruto. Unexpectedly, Naruto really stole the Book of Seals, and it was really heaven to help me. Mizuki took 2 steps forward, with a hint of hideousness on his face, and he said directly, "Give me the Book of Seals." Naruto took 2 steps back, not because he was afraid of this Mizuki, but just to show the stalking ninja a little drama. He didn't carry the pot that stole the Book of Seals. "Mizuki-sensei, what are you going to do with the Book of Seals?" Mizuki had a chilling smile on his face. "Thank you for helping me steal the Book of Seals. Your task is now complete. If you are obedient, I can make your death easier." That's what he originally intended, killing Naruto and leaving Konoha with the Book of Seals.